Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another Q&A edition. Hope you're having a great day. We're listening to some Devil Survivor music. I did a post on Patreon explaining my situation, on what's going on, the state of things, sort of like an update. I was gonna do a video, but I don't know, I feel like a video is gonna get more exposure, yes, but I also feel that the video will be completely misunderstood, and I don't know. Like, I want to make some noise about this, but not that much, because people nowadays are just really hard to deal with. So, if you can do me a favor and link to my Patreon in the description, click on it. Nothing's gonna happen if you click on it, you know, it's just I was gonna do the post on YouTube, but I'm criticizing YouTube in the post, so maybe it's better if I thought it would be better if I posted the situation in another website, right? I was gonna do my blog, but I was like, no, fuck it, you know, I wanna thank my Patreons and the people who are supporting my channel, so I'm just gonna do the post on Patreon. So if you have time, click on the link. I pinned the message there. That's it. I don't want to make too much noise or make a drama about this, because this is something that I've been talking about in the Q&As for the past year and a half. So I'm pretty sure while a lot of you don't know what's going on, I also think a big chunk of you already do, and you're kind of tired of reading that or hearing me say that. So that's why I also didn't want to make a video. So if you could do me a favor to click on the link and read what I have to say, or the state of things, in case you don't know. Most of you already know, but in case you don't, click on the link to inform yourself on what's been going on with me and my channel. That's it. What's up, Ryan? Well, am I still here? Yeah. I have my modem right here, motherfucker. Don't give me this no data bullshit, YouTube. You see? Click on the link and you'll understand why YouTube does these shenanigans every now and then. You understand everything. And it's not funny, you know. What's up, Random Vibes? Shadowexia. What's up, guys? Where's your prize? Where's my prize? Today is all about my prize. In fact, I'm the one who's gonna ask you guys questions. Today, you're not gonna ask me any questions. I'm gonna ask you questions. Nah, don't worry. I'm here to answer your questions. So there's this new community stuff thing that I noticed last week. We noticed this about a week ago, and the more you chat, the more crowns you get. I think, I don't know what's the point of it, but it's there, you know, it's an option, it's great. You know, so yeah, click on the link if you can. I'm glad a lot of you are quiet, because probably you're reading the post. It's in the community section as well. Just click on the link. I know a lot of you are gonna be too lazy. You're gonna be like, you're gonna click on the link and you're gonna see this huge paragraph, and you're gonna be too lazy to read through all of it, so I'll just wait for more people to join and explain the whole thing, okay? Nothing but Shin Megami Tensei music today. No, there's also a lot of songs that I like. Is Falcon becoming the A Atlus? What do you mean by that? Is Falcon becoming Atlus? What do you mean? That's I don't know why I find that comment interesting. What? I'm intrigued by it. Explain yourself, please. Elaborate. No, you're not gonna get any money for the crowns. I wish you guys could get money for it. I wish I could get money, you know, for the crowns. I don't understand the purpose of the crowns. Like, what's the point, YouTube? What's the deal with that? Just to make my viewers feel special because they're talking too much in the chat? And that's it? Hey, you've been saying a lot of things. You've been asking a lot of questions. Here's your crown. Feel good. Yeah, we love you. Great. They released a game and short after a little improved version and so on. Okay, so you're talking about East 10 Nordics, right? The thing about that, well, yeah, I guess in a sense, I don't think it's becoming the new Atlus, but they're kind of going to the same practices that they're going to release. Well, okay. When it comes to Falcom, we've been getting, and we'll get a bunch of remasters and remakes, you know. This is nothing new. It's just that most of the remasters stayed in Japan. A lot of you don't know that Falcom has been doing this for a while, for many years actually. In case you didn't know, they have been doing these remasters since the early 2000s. They did the same with the Gagar trilogy that no one talks about and no one cares about because it's an okay trilogy of RPGs on the Legend of Heroes franchise. You know, they were released for computer systems, I believe. And then they got on the PlayStation 1, and then they got ports on the PSP, which is the ones we got. And then they released all of their games. Some of the first Trails games and some of the Ys games were released on computer systems. And then we got the console versions. And then we got some remakes of the Ys games. So when it comes to remakes and remasters, you know, Ys the Oath in Felghana. And then that remake on the PSP got a remaster like last year, I believe. Yeah, it was like 2 years ago, but we didn't get it until this year, I believe. And now we're gonna get Trails in the Sky the first. And then we got the remasters of Trails to Asher and Trails from Zero. And then we got, well, years and years ago, we got Japan got some remasters of those games, of the Trails in the Sky trilogy and the Crossbell duology on the PS Vita. So 5 Trails games on the PS Vita we never got. You know, we got the originals on PSP and Steam, right? So when it comes to remasters and remakes, Falcom has been doing this for a long time, even the 80s, man. How many versions are there of East 1? And trust me, those games are expanded. Some of the games are expanded versions. I mean, you play the originals and it's the same game, you know. It's just the same game, but with a more powerful console. But it's the same game on the TurboGrafx 16 with, I don't know, additional content or what additional fuck do I know. You know, so they've been doing this long before Atlus, actually. More like Atlus became the new Falcom, man. You got it backwards. But no, I see what you mean. Like right now, we didn't see this before, like the same game, but with extra content. Like the definitive edition, right? Like it went like Falcom is going Xenoblade. I know what you mean. Falcom is going Persona. So it's a bit bullshit, but you gotta understand that East Nordics came out in Japan. I mean, we got it last year, didn't we? But in Japan, it was released in 2022, I believe. 2022, 2023. And this Nordics version does not have a release date in the West, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. If it does, let me know. Because I looked it up like a month ago. And apparently there was no release date for the West. It has a release date in Japan. I don't know if it's going to be a worldwide release date. Like, if somebody knows, let me know right now. And so for us in North America or people in Europe, it's like, you just released this game less than a year ago and now we're getting the definitive edition. So that's fucking bullshit. I'm with you on that. But then Japan's going to be like, oh, so it's a definitive edition of a game that came out like 2-3 years ago. So it's normal for them. But for us, it's like, fuck you, Falcom, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's my take on it. I agree with you. I think it's crap for us, for the West. For Japan, it might be like, okay, here's your East 10 Nordics Vengeance Edition or Royal Edition, you know. But for us, it's like, we just bought the fucking game less than a year ago, and now you're selling. I mean, this is bullshit, right? So yeah, it's bullshit. Come on, Falcom. I've been doing more or less JRPG Queen. Today I'm feeling better, but yesterday I was feeling pretty bad and I made a post as a cry for help to people. Of course, only like 4 people gave a damn, and I appreciate that. For those of you who recently became a Patreon, thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. But If you could click on the pinned message in the chat, click on the link and read so you understand the state of things. Once I get more people watching, I'll explain the situation. Hey, what's up, Baltimore? All is not well, unfortunately. Click on the link on the pinned message. Pinned message. And no, all is not well, unfortunately. When are we gonna get a port of Super Robot Tyson OG Saga Endless Frontier? I'm so happy you're asking that because, well, stay tuned. Check out tomorrow. You'll get a sweet surprise from yours truly. But when it comes to the publisher, well, I don't think we will get a port. I was discussing that when I did a live stream of those games recently on Twitch. There's a lot of sexual jokes that the snowflakes will consider inappropriate and extremely offensive nowadays, so there's just too many, right? It's not just 1 and 2 that Atlus could censor, because Atlus holds the rights to the first game, you know. So we will never get ports of those games nowadays. They are too sexist and offensive, you know. So I mean, Atlus will have to change the entire script, man. I mean, there's just way too many sexual innuendo jokes and references to boobs and stuff like that. So those two games would never fly, never. Have you played the sequel, man? I just beat it like a few days ago, and wow, really recommend it. Amazing games, both of them. So yeah, I don't think it's ever gonna happen. Everything else is fine, graphics, battle system, you know, and the menu screen could be somehow, they could do something with it for the Switch 2 remaster, or I don't know, you know, because it's Monolith Soft. Monolith Soft, while it isn't exactly a subsidiary of Nintendo, they have a contract with them to release their games exclusive to Nintendo consoles. So if we ever get a port of Endless Frontier, which I'm 1000% sure it's never gonna happen, it's gonna have to be on Switch 2. But hopefully it will never happen, man, because, come on. Do you really want those games extremely censored? And look at them, they're extremely sexualized. Those games are never gonna be ported nowadays, dude. Never gonna happen. Thank you, Queen. How long have you guys been watching me? How long? Do you remember? I remember when I started watching some of my favorite YouTubers, but others I don't, to be honest. Well, some of my ex-favorite YouTubers, you know, they're not my favorite anymore, and I don't watch them. You know, I watched them forever, right, for many years. Like the classic guys, you know, like Metal Jesus, Pat the NES Punk, those guys, Gaming Historian, you know. But I stopped watching those guys. But those were like some of the first ones. Well, the first one was AVGN for me. But yeah, some of the YouTubers that I watch nowadays, like, you'd be surprised to know they aren't gaming related. Well, I watch some YouTubers that are like kinda gaming related. I watched the Lone Duke, I don't know how to pronounce that. Journal. He was a somewhat famous journalist, you know. So he started making videos to attack the corporations and modern journalism shit, you know. But what I'm trying to say is that these are, like, I know how long I've been watching some YouTubers. Read the pinned message, guys. Thank you, Random Vibes. I covered AI Limit, Don't. You missed the video where I covered it. A lot of old YouTubers have disappeared from the platform. Could you give me some examples? Because, I mean, the large majority of the ones that I know have been there for the past 20 years. Because YouTube is about to be 20 years old, actually, this year. I think it's its 20th anniversary, but it was, like, made more popular and more accessible in 2006, right? So most of the YouTubers that have been there since that era, you know, are still making content. So, I don't know, Terry, just give me an example of someone who was really old and nowadays is gone. Alpha Omega Sin, for example, yeah, that's a good example. That the guy had been making videos since like the early 2010s, the 2010s. And of course he's gone. He kind of came back like a couple of years ago. Didn't work maybe, and he left again, you know. So Alpha Omega Sin. But I don't know any other, man. Well, Gaming Historian is gone. Gaming Historian quit. He released his last video last year. You know, but he hasn't been gone since forever, you know, like you said, no. So he just left YouTube. Has a really popular podcast on Patreon, I think, you know, but it's kind of like, lefty. A bit lefty, you know. I haven't listened to it, but by the title of his video, of the topics he and his wife cover in the podcast, they gave me some lefty vibes, so I was like, nah. Clan of the Grey Wolf, never heard of that. Alright, so let me read some of your comments. You've been watching me since 2018? Holy shit, Queen. Wow, so that's like 7 years. Holy crap. That's a long time. Did you see the release of Code Vein 2? Are you trolling? There is no Code Vein 2. I didn't watch the state of play. I was like, what? I mean, I just saw like Final Fantasy Tactics Remastered finally. I was like, oh, okay, cool. But I didn't pay attention. Something about The Witcher 4, and I was like, I don't care. You've been watching since 2020. Alright, so since the pandemic, pretty much. You've been watching, Random Vibes has been watching since 2014. You mean since I made those fucking those videos, man, the top 10s, the no commentary top 10s? That's crazy, man. That's fucking crazy. 2021, Juliana, okay. 2020, says Ryan, okay. Since my East strategy video. That was a great fucking video. Fuck that game, right? 2018, says Tetra Master. Holy shit, guys. Can't believe you've been watching me for that long. Usually people watch YouTube channels for a few years and then they quit. 2018, says Dunsk. Subscribe in 2019. That's, oh my god, you old farts. You guys are old. More and more people moved over to Kick. Kick is a good platform, but it has the same problem as Rumble. You know, you get more money, but there's no user base. Nobody wants to follow me there, you know, nobody cares. I gotta stick with the big ones right now. Unfortunately, they are a necessary evil. You know, I see YouTube and Twitch like banks. They're huge, they're big, they're billionaires. They're fucking evil as shit, but they are a necessary evil, you know. I would love to do content on Kick and Rumble, but nobody cares. Nobody's gonna follow me there. What do you think of AI's Memories of Salsetta? I just talked about it, John Steele. This is crazy, you know, for the past several... I mean, every time in a Q&A, some people make it on purpose, maybe to piss me off or rile me up, but it never works. But a lot of people don't do it on purpose, and it's just a wild fucking coincidence, you know, like, wow. I make a video, I cover a game, and then a few days later I do these Q&As and someone asks me about it. I just talked about it, man. It's crazy. Well, that's too sad, Juliana. That means you're woke. You follow woke YouTubers. You shouldn't watch people who trashed me, man. Oh, it's real about Code Vein? Wow. But it's by Bandai Namco. So the first Code Vein game was highly sexualized. So it's pretty sad that we're getting a Code Vein 2 by Bandai Namco. I don't even want to know how... I don't even want to watch the trailer, man. My English gets better and better each year. Seriously? You think? People slowly transition into Kick. Well, I need them to transition faster. Persona 4 Revival was just announced? What do you mean revival? Was a remake announced? Oh, Code Vein was announced at the Summer Game Fest. Oh, okay. That's great. My top 10 PS2 games? Like the original video from 11 years ago? Or the remake. I remade that video in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. Long time ago. That's right, Snooty Nerd. Never's End. No, I never heard about that. I heard about the remaster though. Wasn't Code Vein made by Bandai Namco? Yeah, but Bandai Namco is now like super politicized with DEI practices and shit. So how do you think Code Vein 2 is gonna be like? 10-second teaser shown 2 minutes ago in the Xbox showcase. It's called Persona 4 Revival. Okay, so it's gonna be a remake. Yeah, we saw it coming. They remake the Persona 3, so now they're gonna do 4. Atlus doesn't give a rat's ass about Persona 2, apparently. Kick is the future, okay. That's great, so I'm going to Kick if... well, on Twitch, right now I have like 18 or 19 subscribers, I believe. Probably a little bit less. Wow, what an amazing theme, this one. It doesn't say the name of the game though. This is from Shining Blade. It says Yami no Keshin. I don't know why it isn't showing the name of the game. You know, let me just do this. No, it doesn't show. I don't know why it does that, so... It's Shining Blade. Where it's from. So anyway, I'll go to Kick once it gets like big enough so people can follow me. No comment on Claire Obscure, Ryan. Thanks for the code though. Thanks for the game, but I don't want to talk about it. Thank you, Donsk. Pretty sure it was your 2018 19 one. So it was a remake, yeah. Could you please stop talking to your figures? What figures? My action figures? You don't like it? You think it's cringe? It's supposed to be cringe. I don't know what's the consensus by... I love your intros, never stop. There you go. So I don't know, I barely get any comments about my intros and outros with my toys and my action figures, you know? Quistis, the dragon... Like, I don't know. It's not... I'm not gonna stop, dude. You know, it's just something that I'm doing on purpose to make you guys laugh. If you find it funny, cool. But I do it cringy on purpose, you know. I could like really develop really intelligent and creative and you know, wise jokes, but I don't have the time for that. So what I'm doing is just being fucking stupid, you know. I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of there's just a lot of YouTubers, and have been for a while, you know, for many years. This isn't something new. It's been people making video game reviews or JRPG reviews. I mean, they have been there since forever. So when I thought about doing this, I was like, how am I gonna differentiate myself from them? You know, okay, it's got my personality, you know, because all of these reviewers are extremely technical, or they sound like boring, you know, when they read their scripts, you know, professional but boring nonetheless. So I have my personality. But what else can I add to my reviews to make them different? Not necessarily appealing, just different. You know, and I came up with that. I was like, I'm gonna do stupid jokes, you know, at the beginning and at the end. Not all of them, you know. Most of my reviews have had this cringy interaction with my action figures, but some have not. I think I remember with the Langreaser remakes review didn't have anything, you know. Baroque also didn't have anything. But anyway, yeah, if you don't like them, just keep them, man. I don't know. I'm not gonna stop, but I'm not gonna give you any shit, you know. I'm like, no, my intros are funny, fuck you. Nah, I mean, they're not gonna be for everybody, you know. I love how some people in the chat just don't listen to what I have to say. It's like they just join for the chat and mute what I'm saying. Is Mary Skelter finale as good as Labyrinth of Refrain? I haven't played it. I only played the first 2 Mary Skelter games, never finished either. They got too tiresome for me. I mean, tiresome as in... it's just dungeon crawlers in first person. I never finished Labyrinth of Refrain either. You know? So I wouldn't know. If you made me choose between the first Mary Skelter and Labyrinth of Refrain, though, I will probably go with Mary Skelter. It just seemed more interesting. The baby dragon knocking over the horse. I broke. That was a real reaction. So the horse was like here, you know, and I was supposed to punch it so it could fall on the couch. A couch is right next to me, but I fucked up, and I, instead of putting the horse here, I put it like here, a little bit behind, and when I punched it, it fell, and my reaction was real. I'm still kind of sad, you know. It's a cheap horse, you know. It looks fancy, you know. It looks like a fancy piece of decoration, but it's not. I think it's a cheap, you know. The materials are. I mean, it broke easily. I mean, it's cheap as hell, but it's unique. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna find it anywhere else. And my mom gave it to me a long time ago. So yeah, sad that the horse broke, man. That was devastating. I was really sad that day. But then, yeah, it served its purpose for the joke, you know. Thank you, Sanji, for gifting 5 memberships. Thank you very much. Including to Brian Johnson, the vocalist of AC/DC. I didn't know you were a fan, man. I'm a fan of your band. It is Brian Johnson, right? Come for the figures, stay for the content. Thanks, man. Your differences is what makes me watch your channel for the past decade. Thank you, Brian. Your intro kind of give the people who go against your opinion a voice, and you interacting with them is another layer of entertainment. Yeah, you know, the whole purpose of the dragon was basically to make it... I mean, I'm not trying to give my haters or the people who go against my opinion a voice. I'm actually mocking them. Because they're always like that. They're always like, I don't care, this game sucks. No, your opinion is wrong, you're wrong, you know. So the dragon is there to mock those kind of people, actually. But it is basically the voice of those types of people. Like, I don't know if you guys watched the Suikoden 3 video. I posted it about 2 days ago, my review. And I have seen a lot of people saying that, you know, that the game is bad. It is what? You know what I hate about people and about this type of people is that I've been saying this for years, but they have no fucking clue what a bad RPG is like. You know, they play something that isn't that great, like below Suikoden 2 standards or Chrono Trigger standards. Oh no, it's bad. Like Star Ocean 3, it's bad. Star Ocean 4 is bad. The Code Vein is bad. Dude, play Ephemeral Fantasia, motherfucker. Play Time and Eternity, Tracia. That's fucking bad. But no, these people are fucking ignorant, man. I hate those people, man. And I the Draki is there for me to mock those kind of people. How much WoW crap is in Xenoblade 2 and 3? In 2, nothing that I know of. I don't think so. I don't remember, man. I don't think there's nothing in 2. In 3, well, I did a video called Xeno Series Worst to Best, and I addressed some of the Xenoblade 3 issues. There's a non-binary character, and it's never been confirmed, or if it has, I haven't found any evidence. I've seen some people in forums, right, like GameFAQs, but I haven't seen any evidence, you know, proving that it was a localization that altered this character, you know. But apparently in the North American release of Xenoblade Chronicle 3, the girl with the green hair, Archer, she's non-binary. And another thing that I saw was the localization kind of butchered some of the characters. Like Uni, for example, was supposedly more vulgar in her speech. Like he swears in the Japanese scripts, he swears a lot, but her personality and her swearing and it was toned down. So that's all I know. It could be more though. So in other words, it's mostly the localization, like 9 out of 10 times nowadays. I prefer your reviews to other essays. Oh, thanks. I've never seen some of those essays, but I've seen some people doing these reviews. They're like 3 hours long and they get a lot of views. I'm impressed, I'm like, what? But I don't watch them, I don't feel like watching a 2 or 3 hour long review. If you're gonna do that, do a podcast like I do. Some of my reviews are podcast episodes. I have a podcast called That JRPG Podcast. It's just a podcast though. That's why it hasn't been successful. Most people, this is a website for videos, not exactly for non-video podcasts. There's a lot of video podcasting here on YouTube, but non-video, they don't get views. But I have a lot of, I have like 12 episodes, right? 12 or 13 episodes with some of my favorite JRPGs of all time. Yeah, I was like, should I review these games in a 10-minute long review? Nah, man. Chrono Cross, Suikoden 2, Valkyrie Profile 1 and 2, Man, they deserve the podcast, even if it gets way less views. Well, it's not like the reviews are getting a lot of views anyway. How is my mom doing? She's doing great, Shadow Wexia, thanks for asking. Top 10 relaxing RPGs? That's been a request for quite some time because I think other JRPG channels have done it years ago. I've never seen their videos. I don't watch these channels. I don't think I could ever do that video, man. I don't find JRPGs relaxing. I find them engaging and entertaining, I don't get relaxed. So I don't know. Let the haters hate. Yeah, of course. Exactly. That's a problem today. Nobody wants to let anybody hate. It's like you don't see me canceling my haters. You see me making fun of them or criticizing them, right? But you don't see me trying to cancel them or trying to reach to the government or the police or, I don't know, making a fucking scandal out of it or a video calling them out. I'm a victim, my haters hate me. That's the mentality that ruins society nowadays. Just let haters hate. Let them hate. Whatever. It's not possible for an opinion to be wrong. You are correct about that. There aren't any right or wrong opinions, but there's a lot of misinformed opinions, and everybody's done that. I've done the same. Like, I can't think of an example right now, but I'm pretty sure I have said something about a game like Xenoblade Chronicles 3. When I made my review, I was like, oh, great, fantastic, nothing's wrong with the script, nothing's wrong with the game, but because I didn't know. I found out later about the political bullshit of the localization of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, man. So that wasn't the wrong opinion about the game, but it was a misinformed opinion. So misinformed opinions, are real, but wrong or right? No, I agree with you. Which RPGs are your guilty pleasures? So the Atelier series, as you may already know. I kind of, back then it was embarrassing to admit it, but nowadays, for the past several years, I'm like, I don't have any guilty pleasures, I don't feel anything going out and saying, hey, I played Senran Kagura. It's not an RPG, but I played Senran Kagura. What was the name of it? The PS Vita, one of the first ones. And I loved it, I'm a big fan of Valkyrie Drive. I loved Queen's Blade. I fucking reviewed Queen's Blade in a couple of top 10s not long ago. And Atelier games, they're kind of childish. I've declared my controversial not love, but like for Digimon Survive. I don't have any guilty pleasures. But back in the day, the Atelier series used to be my guilty pleasure. I was like, I'm this guy, look at me, the metalhead, and I like rock music and dark and gothic and my Shin Megami Tensei t-shirt. But I like the Atelier series. But nowadays I'm like, I like Atelier, I don't give a shit what you think about me. You've been an RP gamer since the 80s? That's crazy. I've been an RP gamer since 2005. Well, I played my first RPG in the mid-90s, though. But I didn't really become a fan of the genre until 2005. You know, when I got my first PlayStation. 10 years later, after its release, I know that. That's right, Donsk, about localizations. You're old enough to remember vlogs? Remember that? Yeah, Atlas will probably ruined it. The Persona 4 remake like he did with Persona 3. All Final Fantasy games are now on Xbox. Great! Do we even have a relaxing RPG? I don't know. There's gotta be one, right? Will you play Fantasy Life I? No. How are you liking my Switch 2? I'm in love with it. Love it. Bought it day one. Yeah, that was music from Green Dog. Snooty nerd. Sakura Wars. That's a good game, yeah. Thanks for letting me know, Ryan. I don't care. Yeah, I made a video of guilty pleasures. That was a long time ago. Criminal Girls was there? The first one, right? I don't remember that. If it's there, it's there. Rhapsody is also another guilty pleasure. Is there a particular video game character that most reminds you of yourself? I can know. I don't know. I mean, it's like I relate to some of the things they say or the situations they go through. But I don't think I can find a single character that's like, oh man, this guy's so much like me. No. Like, I'll have to think about that, man. Right now I can't think of any. How was the Persona 3 remake ruined? Go watch my video about it. It's basically a censorship. I don't know, Snooty Dog. Snooty Nerd. What's wrong with liking the Atelier games? I don't know. I like them. I don't know what's wrong. That's right, Tyson. Well, but you just put the worst fucking example. Is there a video game world you can get totally lost in, as in you will explore it for hours? The fucking worlds are full of monsters and random encounters. I really don't know. Like, I wouldn't get lost in a video game, to be honest. Pretty dangerous with demons and monsters roaming around. I kind of had the, maybe Suikoden 5 is my favorite Suikoden game ever. Maybe Suikoden 5 is woke, you know? It takes place in a queendom. The ruler of the queendom is the queen. I love how people are like, JRPGs have always been woke and inclusive. Really? Do you really believe the developers of Suikoden 5 decided to have a queen instead of a king just because of feminism? The queen is super fucking beautiful and has huge tits. You know? Yeah. Well, no, yeah, it's because of feminism. Yeah, keep thinking that. Yeah. Are there any games similar to Sakuna of Rise and Ruin? Well, yeah, Rune Factory. I think Sakuna of Rise and Ruin took influence from the Rune Factory series. It's not woke, man. JRPGs aren't woke. They're just normal. You know what? Normal people. Don't ever call it again woke. You have random encounters with bombs. I too. It's not often though. The queen has always been better than the king in the chess. There we go! Chess is woke. You will get lost in the Xenoblade Chronicles games. Jesus Christ, with like level 99 monsters right there in the corner. I don't know, man. I wouldn't do that. What do you mean, great answer? What? You will get lost in a world where there are like super extremely over level powerful monsters less than a mile away from you? Let him do that, Tekka. Let him, man. Whatever. I do reply to my compatriots, Alberto. Just as long as it is in English. I don't mind talking in Spanish. I have a channel in Spanish, you know. Link to my channel in Spanish with my friend Oscar. We talk in Spanish, in Mexican Spanish. But sometimes people ask me things in Spanish and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that, man. You know, most people speak English and understand English here, so just try to do your comments in English, man, so everybody can understand them. Terry, yeah, whatever, just let him, man. They'll try anything to push their narrative. We're used to it by now. All you can do is just ignore it and laugh about it nowadays. They want you to get angry about it. They want to trigger you, but fuck it. I have played Trails of Cold Steel. I actually beat them on the Vita. The first two games I beat them on the PS Vita, man. They're great. I think they're a bit better on PS4, but when it comes to graphics, but in everything else, they're great on the PS Vita. Great games. You don't understand it. Oh, you're my channel in Spanish. You watch the videos anyway. They're translated, right? Isn't there some kind of dubbing nowadays? Like there's some like you can have AI dub anybody's videos in your language nowadays. So maybe you should watch my channel. You guys should subscribe to my channel in Spanish. Link to my channel in Spanish in the description. And use some crazy AI to dub it in your language or in English. I'm gonna do that. I haven't seen that, you know. Holy shit. There's an option here for my channel. I mean, right now, I think right now for this live stream, maybe you can dub it. No, because it's live, right? Maybe when it's over. I don't know. I haven't tried that option, you know. But you can watch my videos in Spanish with CC subtitles. It's probably going to be fucked up and nonsensical most of the time, but it's going to be funny. Oh, you can understand most of it? Wow. I don't have an opinion on Persona 4 Revival. It's just like I don't care. Have you played any visual novels that weren't also JRPGs? No. I mean, you know me, I play the ones that are also RPGs. But the ones that are not, I played one or two, you know, but never finished them. I got bored. Oscar has his own channel. Yes, he does. It's called V for Vintage Gaming. It's also in Spanish. He uploads a couple of videos a month. His main series is doing video game hunts. Like more like he showcases the games he bought every month. You know, he's an avid collector. He buys a lot of games every month. Yeah, so Oscar has his own channel. That's right, Roberto. Alright guys, so I don't know if you clicked on my... I know most of you don't give a shit, but I gotta try. Maybe somebody out there will give a fuck. So I left a pinned message, which I'm pretty sure you've seen. And there's a link to my Patreon page. You don't have to pay anything, don't worry. Just click on it and you can read what I posted for free. So basically... Should I read it to you guys? No, you probably don't give a shit. So... click on the link, do me a favor and click on the link. I need your help. I don't want to make too much noise about this because I don't want to come out as, you know, like I'm begging for help, you know, but so there's this situation that I've been in a year. Most of you probably heard it. It's about the shadow banning, and the situation is not going to go anywhere anytime soon. It's I've looked everywhere. I've done a lot of research, talked to different people, even lawyers, to what can be done, and nothing can be done. Google is a fucking super powerful company that's a monopoly nowadays. Thank God the US government sued them a couple of months ago, but you know, lawsuits, especially against companies like Google that are huge, take months or even years probably. So we don't know what's gonna happen, but for now I'm fucked, right? So and it's never going to improve. The situation is not gonna get better for me. So I need your support. If you can support my videos one way or another. I left several options on how you can support my channel in the link. Like, just because it's on Patreon doesn't mean you gotta become a Patreon, okay? You can just click on it and see what are your options for supporting my channel and my videos. So if you could do me a favor, check it out. I thought YouTube shadow banned you ages ago. No, not really. You know, in 2023, I kind of started feeling that some things were awkward, but I still got a lot of views and videos and subscribers. You know, 2023 was my last great year. But then I made a video called Top 10 Mature Rated Hidden JRPG Gems video, which got demonetized like not even a week after it released, and the video went viral. In like 5 days, it got like 45,000 views, you know. But YouTube demonetized the video, and it was from there. That was in October of 2023. It was there, and then when I noticed a small decrease in my revenue and views and subscribers. But then on April of 2024, I criticized the Euden Chronicle localization, and that pissed the shit out of YouTube apparently. And right away, like a week later, everything went down. My revenue, my views, everything went down. If you don't believe me, you know, I could show you evidence about my analytics, you know, I don't mind. I have some screenshots, you know, but all you gotta do is look at my views for the past 12 months, compare them to the previous years, and you're gonna be like, wow, huge fucking difference, right? And subscribers is my best example, man. Like, come on, I got to 100,000 subscribers on March of 2024, and it's been 15 months, and I have 100,001. Like, are you kidding me? Come on. You can make up any reasons. Oh, YouTube probably shadow banned you because of this, or this is happening. Nothing changes the fact that my career went like down considerably, you know. So, and I am going to go ahead and say this. I don't speak for other YouTubers, but I think a lot of YouTubers, regardless of their political views or anti-political views or whatever, their beliefs, their ideals, their views, whatever, you know, I think a lot of YouTubers are in like not a similar situation, definitely not, but like in a situation where they're starting to rely more and more on fan support and sponsorships. Now, I don't want to do sponsorships because I don't feel right. It doesn't feel right to advertise something. I have done it in the past a couple of times. I advertised the audiobook of Is 8, but that was JRPG related, right? So that's cool. That's kind of cool. But me, like, advertise my fucking Coca-Cola in your channel, or, you know, I just got an email from NVIDIA. Like, NVIDIA, I used NVIDIA, you know, I have NVIDIA GeoForce RTX in my laptop, but I don't feel comfortable, you know. And most of these companies are, like, leaptards, you know, and with political bullshit. And I'm always like, why do you gotta put your own rules, you know? Why can't I put my rules? Why is it gotta be on your guidelines and politics and policies, you know? It's like, you know what, make the video yourself, you know, and then I'll post it on my channel. I'm not gonna do that, you know, but why do you want me to make a video with a script? I don't want to do that, guys. You know, I don't want to rely on sponsorship. I could, but I don't want to do that. So fan support is all I got, you know. I still make some money because of the ads here on YouTube, but I'm gonna completely transparent with you, it's not even minimum wage. It's just not. Okay, I'm barely making ends meet, so if you could help, and it doesn't have to be monetary, you know. There's a couple of options that I put there in the link on my Patreon page, and you could help this channel without having to pay a single penny, you know. So there are options. So that's all I wanted to say. Thanks, I guess. Like, I don't want to make it into a drama right now, but in the future, I don't want to have to go out and say, hey guys, I'm done. I'm barely making any money here on YouTube, so goodbye, right? Or, I don't know, I don't want to have to do that. Situation's pretty bad, man. Yeah, it's just, right now you express any political view that goes against the left-wing narrative, and there, you're automatically right-wing, which I'm not. And you are everything, all the Easts and phobic, the phobics, this, the bigot, the blah 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 blah, all the alphabet of insults these people have, and there, your career is ruined. And then some people make a lot of videos about that, but most of their videos, yeah, they do get a lot of views, but they could be getting more views. Like, I don't know, let's go all the way to the top. Take Joe Rogan, for example. Joe Rogan, like, the guy's a millionaire. He makes like $50-60 million a year, right? So that's the top, the very top. So don't you think a guy like that, that's super uber famous, should get like 50 fucking million views per video? And some of his videos don't even have 1 million views here on YouTube. Spotify, different thing, you know, but on YouTube here. So if a guy like that, a guy like Joe Rogan, which is like fucking the top of the top, you know, gets shadow banned on YouTube, imagine the really bottom of the chain like me. But anyway, the least you can do, guys, is just go to the link. Like, I'll link to the post right now. If you feel uncomfortable going straight to my Patreon. The least you could do is read it, okay? There you go. Just click on this link right now that I left in the chat. And I know it's long. What I'm interested in you. I mean, most of you already know the first part, the explanation. If you already know that, skip it and just read the 7 points, the 7 things that I put there, you know? Like number 1, Patreon, number 2, PayPal, Super Chat. Super Chats help a lot. Yes, jump. Read the post, man. It's not gonna take you long. It's gonna take you like 1 minute to read everything, man. Thank you, Sleepy Gamer, for becoming a member. You will notice that memberships, I didn't include memberships in my top 7, you know, but they do help. A little bit, but they do help, you know. Will you survive in a real-life JRPG? Probably not nowadays. They will censor me and make me the bad guy. Asmon exposes small channels and blows them up. Well, I'm not really a small channel, right? But too bad he doesn't know about me. I don't watch Asmon Gold, you know, to be honest, never seen any of his videos. Patreon does not bite. Exactly, it doesn't bite. Like, really, guys, it's not just me asking for money. It is, but it's more than that. It's about supporting this channel. With or without money. Yeah, Juliana, I'm still interested, but don't worry, the game is, like, it's coming down in price. I'll get it at some point. Don't worry about it. I couldn't agree more, it was. Asmon is a hypocrite. I don't know anything about Asmongold. I just find most of his thumbnails funny because he's always like overreacting, like the title of the video and then you see the thumbnail, he's like something like that, right? Like well, I've never seen any of his videos, you know, I don't know anything about. It depends, Terry. The US government launched a lawsuit against Google, included YouTube, for being a monopoly, because it is a monopoly, and that includes everything, you know, shadow banning included. So but lawsuits against really powerful companies last forever, so I don't know what's gonna happen. The government needs to put more pressure in that, man. Trust me, Yulinana, you will mind shipping it. You see, the postal service in Mexico is a bunch of highway robbers, and they're pretty bad. Fans sent games to me in the past and they never arrived because they stole it. They stole them, or they mysteriously disappeared. So the only way to send me things or games is using private services like UPS or FedEx, and they're kind of expensive, you know. You will pay more for the shipping service than the game itself, so yeah, don't bother. I'll get the game. But right now I'm not collecting video games, you know, I gave up. Last year I gave up, I made a decision to give up on video game collecting. I haven't bought a single game in over a year. More than a year, I think it's been like almost like a year and a half since I stopped collecting video games. The reason why is because, well, read the post. I don't want to repeat myself. Read the post in the pinned message or in the community section of my channel. Thank you, Yum Yum. Thanks a bunch. Yeah, it does help, man. Which one do you recommend, Fairy Fencer F or Dragonstar Varnier? I think Dragonstar Varnier is definitely the better game. Fairy Fencer F is good, you know, but Dragonstar Varnier is a little bit better. It's darker. It's the girls look. Most of the girls are more interesting. I think there's a bit more fan service in Fairy Fencer F though. I mean, you got the girl with the guns. What's her name? Black hair, with this huge cleavage. You know, what's her name? She uses guns, right? So I love that character. But yeah, Dragonstar Varnier is definitely the better game. Do you chase those retro achievements or those platinum trophies? No, I'm surprised you're asking that. I've been saying for years that I've never given a damn about trophies or 100% in games. Like, I don't really care about that. Have you thought about making your own merchandise besides writing books? Yes, I have. I was looking into that yesterday. On Patreon has an option of that, about that. Let me look a little bit more into that, and maybe once and for all, after so many years, you guys will maybe see some Eric Landon official merchandise. We'll see. I'm getting there. Give me some time. Where are you from, Was? Yeah, the postal service here is just... Dude. Can we not talk about it anymore? Like, I really, really fucking passionately hate it. Harley, thanks, the girl from Fairy Fencer F. You've seen so many YouTubers going over to Twitch? Oh, yeah, I did the same thing, you know, I didn't migrate to Twitch entirely. I'm still making videos here because YouTube is still the best platform to do videos on, but Twitch is the best platform to stream because it doesn't have an algorithm. I mean, it has an algorithm for live streaming, but not for videos. And in this website, if you live stream, it fucks up your algorithm, you know, because live streams are long and the majority of them don't get a lot of views. And then the algorithm misunderstands that as if you're like, oh, this channel is not getting a lot of views, so it's not worth recommending. And you're like, what about my videos? Why don't you recommend my videos instead of my live streams? Now, the algorithm is really fucked up here, you know. And this is why for many years people have stopped streaming on YouTube and they stream on Twitch instead. So I ended up doing the same about a year and a half ago. And I still kept on streaming here on YouTube until January of this year. That's when I gave up. February, that's when I said, you know, this is just a waste. No. So yeah, follow me on Twitch if you can. Subscribing to my Twitch channel helps. Twitch is not a great platform. Yeah, well, Terry, nothing is a great platform anyway. I don't think Final Fantasy 16 is shit, but it's very politicized, so it's a no-go for me. I don't think it's a bad game, though. I don't think it's a great game either. Yeah, Kiki's there. Kiki's like the alternative to Twitch, but I don't know about it. Maybe I'll go there. Maybe I'll try. I don't know. I'll give it a try. But I have no support. Many are promoting alternatives. That's right. Yeah, the problem is that I have no support. I can't do that, Rosland. Is there Twitch content which is not on YouTube? Yes! All of my live streams. But I do eventually upload most of them on my second channel. But there are some videos, some live streams on my Twitch channel right now that are not available on YouTube at all, on any of my channels. Oh, Wes, yeah, you're from Algeria, right? I can't dual stream. I tried that with the Yuden Chronicle, and it was a mess. It was a mess. My computer is not powerful enough to handle two live streams at the same time. Oh yeah, that's a recurrent problem, Donsk. Keep in mind that about... Thank you, Newcom. Holy shit. Yeah, about... Okay, so since you donated $50, thanks for that. It's just that I don't know how I feel about it, man. Give me some time. Like, I'm pretty fucking... I have mixed feelings about the game. What I can tell you guys right now is that, you know me, I'm not really a big fan of Western RPGs. Not because of the politicization, but because of the visual, gameplay mechanics, storytelling. You know, it's usually more dark, which should make it more appealing to me. But I don't know, there's something about Western RPGs that I'm just not a fan. You know, I like some of them. I love The Witcher 3. I don't care about The Witcher 4 before you ask. Fuck that game. And fuck the developer, seriously. I love Dragon Age Origins. Same, I hated current developer. So should you. Kingdoms of Amalur, you know, so, but it's like, not really a fan. And what I can tell you guys right now about Clear Obscure is that it feels like a Western RPG, you know, it feels like that. It's just turn-based, which is rare for Western RPGs. They're usually action or strategy. But I don't know how I feel about it, man. And plus, the game is extremely controversial. Like, I can't believe a lot of anti-woke YouTubers are defending it. And it became one of those games that if you say something about it, I mean, half the world is gonna love you and the other half is gonna hate you. So what? And then now the developers were accused, did you hear? They were accused of like racism and sexism or something, and it's like, when the fucking game broke the internet. And I'm like, this is, like, you know me, I'm completely unfiltered and uncensored. And I don't mind going out there and saying Final Fantasy 16 is fucking trash because it's politicized. I don't care. I'll say that in public. But Clear Obscure is like, what? I don't even know what to say about it. Like, I'd rather not talk about it, man. Give me 1 second. It's super fucking hot today, man. Can't. Okay, I'm back. My PlayStation 5 needed some upgrade. Thank you very much, Newcomb. Really appreciate it, man. So anyway, that's what I have to say about Clair Obscur. I don't know what else to say, man. It's just I'm just gonna skip it, man. And if you really wanna know, I put like 14 hours into it. I made it past the plot twist, but I stopped playing it. I just don't know. It's mostly me, man. I don't think, you know what? Let me say something else about Clair Obscur. It's not just the game. I think it's me. It's just I just don't care about new games anymore. Like I'm really super into old games nowadays. You know, I've just for the past year I have discovered a lot of retro games that I didn't know about, retro RPGs, a lot of fan translated RPGs. And that's what most of my coverage has been since the end. There's been a lot of videos about hidden gems and obscure games, right? You've seen them, right? But new games, I just don't care. Like I reviewed Suikoden remasters, the Lunar remasters. I still kind of care about those, maybe, you know, but not all of them, you know. It's just, but new games, especially Western, like I don't really care, man. I can't. Like that's not what I'm into right now. And yeah, if you want to know, obviously the politicization of things and localizations ruined them for me. But I just don't find them appealing or interesting anymore. Like I'm more into retro stuff nowadays, dude. So don't expect me to do a review on Clair Obscur or a video or covering a video. Like I just don't care, man. I'd rather stay out of it. It's just, oh my god. Look at the situation I'm in right now. Read my post. read this post. If you can, if you get a chance, read it. If it's too much, just skip to the top 7. If you're too lazy, if you have ADD, which I'm sure most of you do, skip to the top 7 in the post, okay? You don't have to read the rest. Are we going to forget the absurd price increases and the game keys? Oh, we already ranted about that. Fuck that. Can you play the Narnia game on stream? Oh boy. You wanna know what my problem with the Narnia game is? It's that it's a really good game, but that first mission, ooh, I hate it, man. You gotta hide, you gotta use your characters to hide and find the others. I hate that first mission. But once you get past that first mission, the game is really fun. I'll see what I can do. If I can stream it. If I can get past that first mission quickly. It's a good game. Well, you say that, Julie Nana, because you don't give a shit about politicization and localizations, you know, but a lot of people like me do. And that's why we refuse to play them, because they're altered, censored, you know. A lot of people care. If you don't, that's fine, you know, but a lot of people do care. Oh well, but yeah, you know how I feel about emulation. I don't think it's piracy at all. I think emulation now more than ever is way more justified. It never has been more justified than today, than nowadays. Because I do feel like, if you disagree, that's fine, but I do feel like by buying these remasters and new games, you're giving this company more money so they can keep oppressing people who disagree with their politics, shadow banning people like me, and contributing to the new world order. But if you don't believe in that, if you're fine, if you're okay with the world going full socialist and communist, so they can take away all of your properties, and so you will own nothing at some point, and you will be forced to live with all kinds of people around you with different beliefs and ideals that are forced to shut up. I could go on, you know. If you want to contribute to that, great. I don't, you know, do it. I'm not gonna stop you. I'm done. Like last year, I was still trying to convince people. Nowadays, I feel like the majority of people don't give a shit, so they're gonna let everything happen. If World War III happens, great. Whatever, let it happen, you know. You do you, I keep doing me, you know. I'll keep rejecting these new games and remasters. So I rather emulate and don't give money to these fucking companies. It's gonna be personal, you know. Someday one of these companies is gonna do something personal to you, and now you'll finally understand where people like me are coming from. But nothing personal has happened to a lot of you, so you don't get it. But if you read my post right now on Patreon, it's free to read. If you read it, then you'll understand why I'm so fucking angry against these companies, because they fucked me over. But to each their own. That's the war I'm fighting, Terry. Against publishers. Fuck every single one of them. The Narnia... Yeah, I get it. Like, I love the Narnia game, but it's not for everybody. You know, it's not just that, Rosland. It's just these companies like Sweet Baby. Look what they did with the Black Myth Wukong studio, you know. Companies are afraid of that. Yeah, it's a losing battle. You guys are getting XP? I don't know anything about that. Thanks again, Newcomb. I bought a Steam Deck, connected it to my TV so I could emulate now. I feel like you, just not interested in new games. I will play Black Backlog and older. You know, yeah, even if modern games didn't have politics, I will still kind of be against them because it's just too much consumerism. People just keep buying and buying the next new big game, the next trend. They don't even finish it. Like, I'll never... Speaking about Clear Obscure, I'll never forget... I mean, it's something that's... What I'm about to say is something that's still going nowadays. You see all these people praising the game, and they're like, oh, I just put 4 hours into it. Oh, so you play the game for 4 hours, and it's the game of the year, it's a masterpiece? You put 3 fucking hours into it? And that's the internet nowadays. It's kind of pathetic, man. It just proves my point. Like, how many people are just buying games again, and they just play them for 2 hours, and they get to the next game they bought at launch, and it's rinse and repeat. And they create this massive backlog. They keep creating massive amounts of backlog for years and years and years of games that they never finished. Or they just put 2 hours into it. Oh, sure, Metaphor Refantasia masterpiece. Oh, did you finish it? No, I just put 2 hours into it. So trust me, even if games weren't politicized, I will still be attacking them. More like attacking people and business practices, you know, and this is just... Don't be like that, man. If you're gonna buy a game, just fucking stick to it. You guys need to be... I think people need to be more selective nowadays, more picky to what they buy. Even if every single YouTuber out there is hyping the game, just wait, you know, you got your game. Play it, enjoy it, finish it, you know, and then maybe you can get to another one, you know, but you won't have enough time, never in a lifetime, to beat every single one of them. So I think people should be more selective. That's all I'm saying. Not sure what you mean by that, Chi, but okay. He said the 2 hour was great for them as they wear the clown makeup. Okay, I get it now. Yeah, now I get it. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I was like, what? Yeah, I agree, man. Now I know what you mean. Fuck is this? A Roland's Curse. Hey, that's a good Game Boy RPG. I made a review of Shin Megami Tensei 5 Tiro DVD. The only bad thing I can say about it is that the English dub is politicized, just played in Japanese, with Japanese dub, with English subtitles. And it's a great fucking game. The original, okay? I haven't played Vengeance. But if you're interested, I made a review about it. Long ago. I know, Asia, but they're way too expensive, man. Didn't you read my post? Like, I'm a financial mess nowadays, people. Read my post. I don't exactly disagree, Chi, with that statement, but like, it was really funny to see all that diversity in town. What made the funniest thing about it was that it's just the same model again and again. Like, they copied and pasted a lot of the NPCs, and there's a lot of the same, like the clones, like a lot of clones. That was my first impression. Forget about the diversity. My first impression was like, because I don't know what the game's about, right? And it's like, are these clones? I mean, what are there clones? Is this a science fiction game with clones? Like, I really believe that. Because a lot of the NPCs were like identical and they weren't too far apart. It's not like this NPC was identical to this one all the way in the back, no. I think I recorded some footage of that, you know, like this NPC here, and right next to it there's another one and they look identical. Like they're twins. So I believe, I was like, is this game about clones? Oh, I was like, there's gonna be some cloning shit, but no, the developers were just too fucking lazy. What the hell, man? But yeah, the story, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but yeah, when they arrive on the island, you know, and shit happens, that part was great, but... Anyway. Support the channel, people. That's right, Nep Nep. Did the last song skip? Something was playing and it skipped. Did you notice? Anyway. I've seen a lot of people... Like, I'm gonna do a video about this with my friend Oscar. Maybe I can do the same one of these days here on Eric Landon RPG, but... It isn't exactly... It's not a JRPG topic, but... I think video game collecting is still huge, but I think it's very slowly starting to die. I've seen more and more people that are getting rid of their video game collection. For whatever reason, you know, everybody has a reason. Financial needs, boredom, they don't like video games anymore, or they want to buy other games, I don't know. I mean, it's not that fun anymore considering most retro games are expensive, you know, the ones we want. I mean, there's still a lot of games that are like dirt cheap nowadays, but chances are you already have them, right? Like me, most of the RPGs that I'm missing in my collection are super expensive already. Like the Working Designs games. Come on, they cost a fucking kidney nowadays. So I believe collecting stopped being fun some time ago. But I stopped collecting. I'm still interested, you know. It's not like, oh, I'm having financial issues since about a year ago, and I stopped collecting, right? So that makes sense. But if I didn't have financial issues nowadays, I will still collect video games. So my situation is financial, but there's a lot of people out there who just completely lost interest in video game collecting, even if whether they're wealthy or not, you know. So I'm starting to see more and more people. It's not just scalping, you know. It's a lot of things, a lot of factors. I think it also has to do with the digital era. That we're getting into a more and more digitized era, that video games are not gonna be physical anymore. Like, I'm convinced the PlayStation 6 is not gonna have any physical games. What do you guys think? Switch, I mean, I can't believe Nintendo is doing this game card bullshit, man. These key cards, it's just fucking bullshit. Nintendo? You would expect that from PlayStation and Xbox, who have been doing that for years. But Nintendo doing that? Nintendo, I fucking hate Nintendo because of political reasons, but Nintendo, in my opinion, was like the last bastion of physical media. Official AAA physical media, you know. And now this, I think this is the beginning of the end. In my opinion, this is the beginning of the end of physical media. Nintendo doing this with keycards, this is the beginning of the end. Trust me, I'm sure the PlayStation 6 is not gonna have any physical games anymore. That's what I believe. If Xbox releases a new console, which I doubt, same. It's gonna be 100% digital. Yeah, all hell is gonna break loose, I know. The internet's gonna be mad, but I think that's where we're going. And maybe that's a reason why a lot of collectors are like ditching collecting, you know, stopping or getting rid of their physical collections. To each their own, you know. I don't think that's like, oh, that's too sad, you know, but it's just the beginning of the end. Right now, most people are still collecting games, but I think little by little, it's gonna stop at some point. If one day Oscar stops collecting, that will be a clear sign of video game collecting. That's right. Something's really wrong. Like the day I asked him, hey, did you stop video game collecting? Yes. Get this man to a hospital right away. Digital Devil Saga. That's what we're going to go through with video games. We're going to a digital devil saga. If consoles have no physical games, what's the point of having one? Right? Emulate everything. Or just play Steam. And nowadays, there's less and less exclusives. It's like, okay, Stellar Blade is an exclusive. I'm gonna buy a PlayStation 5 just so I can play it. But now it's on Steam. So I agree. Maybe there won't be a PlayStation 6 console. Maybe it's gonna be a digital console. It's not gonna be a hardware console. It's gonna be just a service like GOG or Steam, you know. You can download for $700 US. You can download the console on your computer. That's the future with Sony and Microsoft. Buy my console, $700 plus taxes, by the way, plus taxes, plus tariffs. So you can download it on your computer. That's the future. I agree with that, Nep. Some people did what with the Euden Chronicle. Euden Chronicle got a fan translation that's way more accurate and more faithful to the original Japanese script, the Murayama script. Anyway, what the hell is this? Like Turrican? Wow. Turrican on the Game Boy. Good game. Never finished it, it's too fucking hard. Would you like to know my opinion on Turrican on the Game Boy? I could review the game right now for you guys. I want to do it just to see how many people leave. Exclusives were never big in there. They were. Back in the day, they were. Like, I've done it before, you know, in previous Q&As, I don't do that anymore. But back in the day, I will just review anything, something random, and people will just fucking leave. I will lose like 20 viewers. Oh, what's it talking about? Turrican? Get the fuck, Eric. I don't want people to leave. I want people to stay and read my post and support the channel. Super chats help a lot. But yeah, the least you can do, guys, is read the post. The least you can do is follow number 6 and 7 on the list in my post. Number 6 and 7. That's the least you can do. I'm gonna post it again. I know it's up there in the pinned message, but you're ignoring it, so here. Click on that to understand the state of things. Right? I'm only going to insist today, don't worry. I'm not gonna be spamming this every single day. So, is that an official statement by Nintendo? They created a key card so the publishers could save money? Poor publishers. Poor publishers, man. I feel so bad for them. And by losing money, they will be forced to change their scummy way. Yeah, some of them. Most of them won't do that, man. Look at Ubisoft. It's like they need, even bankrupt. Even if Ubisoft disappeared, they will still, they wouldn't change their scummy way. I can guarantee you that. Some companies just never learn. They need to go down. And if they go down, they will still blame everybody for it. They will still be like, no, it's the right-wing grifters. They're conservatives. So they ruined Ubisoft. I wouldn't go that far, LTB. Key cards between digital and physical? No. No way. That's just 100% digital. You're not getting anything with a key card. Like, hey, here's my physical game. Let me give you an USB with it, so you can download it. But here you got a USB stick, so that's. Or maybe if the game was in the key card, that's a different story. Like, it needs the key card to run all the time, and it's there. Right? But if it's not, if it's just to download something, not physical. And who bought Ubisoft again? Was it Tencent? Some Chinese company bought Ubisoft, right? Who bought Ubisoft? Tencent? NetEase? Tencent, there. Saved by the bell. Fuckers. I wanted that company to be so... I really wanted that company, legitimately wanted that honestly wanted that company to go bankrupt, man. That would have made me so happy. But no, fucking China had to intervene. No, Frank. No one's asked me about that. Switch to what? Switch to... I don't know. Switch to PS4? What's that? No one's asked me about that. That's right, Tiro. All of these fucking companies with their communist beliefs, and all they do is capitalize in the worst fucking way possible. Thank you very much, Ryan. Thanks a bunch, dude. Appreciate it. Oh, you're Fox Die. Okay, you changed the name again. Stream the Persona 4 remake trailer, bro. Sure, bro. Brah. I'll do it, brah. Well, thank God I have a Child of Light physical. I can play it anytime, dude. Or emulate it. I don't know, Roberto. I don't ask that question to myself that often, but sometimes I'm like, why don't I like the Zelda games? I don't know, I don't understand. Something about them, I don't know. Probably because I don't know. There's just something about Zelda that doesn't appeal to me. Maybe it's because there's this dude, man. Thank you, Nima Propaganda. You missed that. I talked about Claire Obscure a while back. I'm talking about some dude being considered to play Zelda in the movie. That's the topic that you walked right into. Some man, some guy, some male guy wanting to play Zelda, being considered to play Zelda in the movie. Maybe that's why. They're not generic. I don't know. There's something about Zelda, man. Look, I Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo. That's a great fucking game. I loved it. I never finished it, but I loved it. I don't talk about it or go out there recommending it because I never finished it, you know, but I think it's a good game. But, I don't know. I played Ocarina. I played the first Zelda when I was little. I played what else did I play? Twilight Princess? That's the name on the GameCube? Yeah. I played that. It bored me after like one. I never get past. I played Wind Waker. No, I don't know what's wrong with Zelda. I have nothing against Zelda. I just don't find it appealing. Thanks again, Nemo Propaganda. Thank you, by the way, for being a Patreon. Men better at everything. Well, in reality, a transsexual dude is being considered to play Zelda, and I'm not kidding, it's not a joke. Unfortunately, I wish I was kidding. That's right, Rosland, it's fucking horrible. Well, Multimedia Assassin. Corporate greed is the same as wokeness, so you're not giving me... What am I choosing between? It's the same, you say the same fucking thing. Those two evils are one evil. There's no difference. Mystic Quest. Zelda! First, last. He's playing Zelda. The girl. That's not common. I wouldn't say common sense has died. It's more like they're fucking evil sociopaths. Well, people will go and watch the fucking movie. Like the Minecraft movie. Like they don't care. Gunman's Proof? I think I know it. I've never played it though, but I think I know it. I'm not supposed to say woman? What do you mean I'm not supposed to say woman? The guy's a dude. I don't hate on transsexuals. I mean, I believe that anybody can do whatever they want with their body. But like I don't like these pronouns bullshit. You know, I just hate it. And if you're born a guy, you're a guy. That's it. Be gay instead. Why change your body? Can you eat tamales in summer? I can eat tamales whenever I want, dude. I think what I just said, Terry and Rosland, is like a million times more offensive than using the word woman. Trust me. Is Origin. I did a review of Is Origin with a very tragic ending. What happened at the end of Is Origin wasn't faked. It wasn't scripted. It was an accident. It was a tragic accident. And I still feel like shit for it. Can you see the horses right there? Should I bring the horse? It really did break. So go watch my Is Origin review. If you don't want to read my post, if you don't want to read the post that's on the pinned message, go watch my Is Origin review then. Or my Suikoden 3 review. No, Frank. I don't care about Konami. Hello? Did you guys stop talking or typing? The chat froze for me. Oh no, you guys stopped typing. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like... Did YouTube really get angry because of what I said at this point? At this point? YouTube doesn't give a shit about me. Clearly. Anymore. They gave up on me. They gave up on me. Oh, you were waiting for my words? Okay. Words. This is another Shining Blade song. Senshi no Hokori. This is from Shining Blade. Shining Blade, it's a strategy RPG with great waifus. Would you like to see the waifus of Shining Blade? Brave them or Google them. I remember that too, man. There were a lot of porn videos on YouTube. For those of you who have been using YouTube for only the past 10 years or so, 15 years, you know, you'll be shocked to know that there were porn videos here on YouTube in its early days. They were rare, though. It's not like it was a porn website, and there wasn't a lot of porn, but a lot of people would get away uploading snuff, porn, and silly stuff like that, you know. Those were the days. And then the video will be taken down like a few days or weeks later. Sometimes these videos will last for months. And then people started uploading movies with explicit sex, and they will stay there forever, you know, because they weren't considered as porn movies. It was just that one sex scene, you know, and you could watch it here on YouTube. Yeah, man. The good old days of YouTube. There was no money back there. Back then in 2006, 2007, no one was making money off of YouTube. It was just... Everybody was just uploading whatever, you know. YouTube at first was meant to be a dating site. I didn't know that, really. Kind of like Facebook, right? Like, I know Facebook was supposed to be like a dating site. I don't like dating sites. They all charge money. Like, really? You could charge me for trying to meet the love of my life? LOL. Have I heard about the LOL Superman alleged lost media? No. I know some lost media. I remember that really creepy Squidward video. Squidward suicide video. Remember that? That was a creepypasta. Many years ago. It went viral. I don't know if you can find it anymore though. But that was like a really good creepypasta. Squidward's suicide. Does anybody remember that? You remember High Five? I remember MySpace. I had a MySpace. I remember Messenger. Who remembers Messenger? The chat. The private chat. Eventually Facebook killed it, but that was before. I role-played a lot in that. Lots of stories written with friends and strangers, you know, in Messenger, you know. I loved Messenger. That was my first interactions with social media were that when I was like 14 years old. The first chats. A lot of you remember Messenger. Never use dating sites. Too many people pretending to be someone else. When I was role-playing with strangers, I pretended to be someone else. I had like 3 accounts. 3 accounts. I paid the price for it. You shouldn't pretend to be someone else. Unless you're doing it for fun, you know, but... When you're like, really? Did you ever pretend to be a girl? Yeah. I mean, who didn't back in the day, man? He was like, wait, nobody knows? I'm just gonna... I'll say that I'm a 64-year-old woman with a house full of cats. Why the hell not? Oh, you know, the best that everybody did was to pretend to be a hot girl. I did that. Hey, who are you? Can I see a picture of you? No. But just know that I'm a really hot, sexy redhead, you know. Called Allison. Those were the days. But yeah, no, I hurt people, man. I paid the price for it, so... The good old days of Messenger. That's right, Don't Sky. Remember, don't people still do that? Isn't that still a thing nowadays? That time Eric was pretending to be woke. Oh, because I was, but come on. I've been like this forever, man. When I was playing Gaia Online, that was like, I think it's still there. It's an MMORPG, one of the first MMORPGs ever made. When I was playing that, you know, I met some people that were like that. This is all the way back in 2007, 8, all the way back. And I'll never forget this conversation I had with this guy who was bisexual, you know. And we were talking about bands. But then he brought that up. And I was like, I don't care. Like, why are you bringing that up? You know, I'm bisexual. Oh, cool. Good for you, man. So, have you heard this band? And he kind of got offended. You know, he was like, why? What? Wait, what? People, I mean, this is nothing new. Woke people getting offended, it's nothing new. It goes all the way back. I was like, dude, I just wanted to talk about bands. You played and chatted on Gaia Online? Yeah, me too, in towns. I love that theme, you know. Do I have it? I don't know if I have it here in the computer, the towns theme. Really super relaxing theme. I don't know if I have it, let me look it up. Nah, I don't have it. No, I don't have it. Fuck. Well, anyway, I'll just put it on. Just for the sake of nostalgia. Just so you guys can hear it, you know. Town music. I don't even have to complete it. Everybody looks it up. Okay, I found it. Fuck this website, by the way. Before I play the song, do not go to this website. It's like ultra woke. There we go. Oh man. Nostalgia. Did you play Devil May Cry 5? No. Be yourself, it's always more entertaining. Well, when you get old, yeah. But when I was in my early 20s, yeah, I was like different accounts and shit. What website isn't? You're right. You're right. Nice Nocturne? No, it's not Nocturne. It's Gaia. Ah, the memories, man. I was what, like 24 years old? 25? Probably less. And then we'll go into towns and see a lot of people talking and I wouldn't even pay attention. I would just sit there with my avatar. I still remember my username. I'm not gonna say it. Have you double dip in video games? If so, what are those games? What's double dip? Have I double dip in video games? What's that? What does double dip mean? That's right. Anyway, you heard the song. Well, should I leave it just a little bit more? Yeah, let's leave it. Let's leave it. Yeah, I think Gaia's still alive. I haven't logged into my account in like 10 years, but it's still there. Everyone has their MMO phase. Yeah, I did. That's when I learned MMO was dangerous for me, and I stopped. I really got obsessed with Gaia Online. That was like 15 years ago or something. Yeah, Gaia Online is trash nowadays. It's been trash for a long time, actually. It isn't something recent. It's been really bad for like a decade. Play other games besides JRPGs? Yeah, I play all types of genres. Recently, I rage quit on Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle 4 on the Game Boy Color. Because the area design the stage design is really fucking bad. And I gave up. I made it far though. I beat the other three. And last night I played a bunch of NES games. Randomly. I did play Ragnarok Online. That was my first MMORPG ever. No, it was my second one. Yeah. Too Dangerous. Great game, but Too Dangerous. That was all the way back in the day. Thank you, Frank. Thanks a lot for reading it, man. I appreciate it. Frank Jager. Fox Die. Appreciate it. Yelp. Wait, what? Double Deep means you bought the game twice. No, I've never done that. I have 2 copies of Star Ocean The Last Hope, but I bought the second copy with the intention of selling it, and I never did. Nobody wants that game because it's super cheap. Another one that I have double is 9. I have the Switch version and the PS4 version, but both versions were a gift from different fans, you know. I've never bought the same game twice. For my collection, I don't need the same game twice. I've never done that, and I never will. Counter-Strike, I remember that. I never got into Counter-Strike because I've never been a fan of first-person shooters. But I just remember Counter-Strike, the very early days of that. That was like 20 years ago or more. If I'm not mistaken, that was one of the first online games to be like super popular, like Counter-Strike. I know this song on the guitar, but the beginning is kind of hard to play, but the rest of the song is just 2 or 3 riffs. Do you think there will be an economic collapse during the second half of the year? We're already at the second half of the year, I think, and no. I am in an economic collapse, though. No, Scott. Believe it or not, and I'm not being sarcastic, you're the first one to ask me about it. Probably people aren't asking me about it because they know I'm not a fan of Final Fantasy Tactics. But I'm also shocked no one's asked me about it. You're the first one. Anyway, I watched the trailer and it looked fine, you know, but it's gonna be censored and politicized, so I don't care for it. Oh, sorry. You guys can see the fucking music right there. Fierce battle. Has your opinion changed about some games over the years? Yes, I did. I just released a video called about Baroque. It's a horror JRPG. Did you see it? So that's a perfect example on how my opinion changed over the years. I hated that fucking game, and now I don't. It's rare for me to change my opinion on a game, though. It rarely happens. No, I don't like Final Fantasy Tactics. I respect the game, but I couldn't get into it. Yeah, Tactics Ogre... Hikari or Homura or Hikari? Who is more sexy? Ooh. I guess, I don't know, man. I guess Hikari. Skies of Arcadia, yeah, good example. Really good example. Numa. Who's Numa? I see Numa and I think of Tool. The band Tool. I did beat Redemption Reapers and I loved it. I haven't talked about Redemption Reapers in several months. Maybe I'll do a review. Maybe. Have you ever read the Atelier manga? Aren't there like a lot of them based on several games? So no, I have never read a single one of them. No, I wouldn't do that. I like Atelier because of the gameplay mechanics. But manga? No. It's hard, yeah, it's a hard game. Redemption Reapers is hard. Anyway, no, nothing against Final Fantasy Tactics, I just couldn't get into it. I've never criticized the game. The only criticism I've given it, it's in a popular video that I did called The Truth About Final Fantasy Tactics. If you haven't seen the video, check it out, it's a really interesting video. How it's taking credit for something it didn't do. A lot of games do that, you know. It's not just Final Fantasy Tactics, a lot of JRPGs take credit for something they didn't do. It's just because they became popular. It's like Persona. Persona takes a lot of credit for popularizing dating sims in JRPGs. Fuck no. You shouldn't take that credit. It popularized it, yeah. But no. Sakura War says hello. Bloody Bride says hello. It's a lot of them, you know. Oh, Claymore manga. Claymore manga is the only one that I've liked, but I haven't finished it. So guys, if you can read the blog, the post that I put in the pinned chat, okay, read it. It's here. And I want to thank you guys for watching and attending this live stream, and to the people who supported this channel. Remember, it's not just the money. By watching the videos, that's basically all I ask. Just watch the videos. Don't skip them. Don't fast forward. Not mine. You can do that with all the other YouTubers you watch, but not me. Okay? Just watch the videos. That's the best way to support me. By watching the videos. From beginning to end. And fuck the haters, you know, don't listen to them. They will try their best and their hardest, and they'll do a pretty good job in trying to convince you, you know, that me or others, you know, are a piece of shit, and ignore them. You know, just fuck those guys, right? But yeah, if you can financially support me, you will find a plethora of ways on the link that I left in the pinned message. Just check it out. Appreciate the support. What little support I can get, it's big for me. Even if it's just $1, you know. Thank you guys for that. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time.